Welcome. I'm gonna do a Crysis 2 Let's Play. I'm gonna start a new campaign on Veteran, and I'm gonna show you what Crysis 2 is all about.
And there's a little more about that coming up. So, Gary, who do you like?
Well, I tell you, so far I like what I'm seeing here in New York. They got a pretty strong team as usual. That's in the Eastern. In the Western, I'm liking San Francisco, but with Los Angeles as the sleeper.
Okay, so we're looking at a New York, San Francisco in the finals, or possibly LA. You heard it here first, folks. We'll call Gary on it at the end of the season. That's all the sport. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for the workout.
Thanks, guys. And that's not all we're following. Here's Dan at the help desk.
3 more employees at their Times Square headquarters have been diagnosed with...
Hynet have denied reports of a biochemical leak at their Midtown research unit. Parent company Hargreave Rash were unavailable for comment.
So far, there are 127 laboratory-confirmed cases, but due to the speed of infection,
all transport routes have now been severed as cell
gasoline threatens to break the dreaded $200.
We need to reinstall trust in our law enforcement agencies.
Where is our military?
Swordfish 3, please confirm your status.
This is Swordfish 3, holding station at Point South 1, Periscope down.
Roger that, confirming Point South 1. Swordfish 3, can you describe any visible activity at your location?
Unlike Crysis 1,
no visible activity.
You are not starting with your nanosuit.
What's the word? Sit till we get orders to deploy. Kill us some bad guys.
This
Suck
is
it up,
you.
Marine.
There's no bad guys up there, Folsom. Keep telling you, this is a strictly humanitarian crisis. Ebola or some such shit. Tell him, Alcatraz.
Alcatraz ain't talking much this morning. Contrary to popular belief, people, tequila is not good for your health. Right, Al? Just nod your head. We'll know you're alive. There you go.
anyway, it's bullshit. You don't
That's
call
the guy
Force
you're after.
Recon for an EMAT evac.
For
They're bad guys.
whatever reason. We don't know yet. Well,
get the hell off.
Listen up,
you
Marines.
probably don't.
Time to go get this Dr. Gould. Get your asses forward. Get scuba gear on. 10 minutes. Weapons prep.
I have one huge advantage, basically. If you've played the game before,
just don't shoot this Gould, okay?
Your
Man, I heard it was an
suit's,
alien invasion. Yeah,
modifications
illegal alien.
persist into a new campaign. So I have the mods that I built into my suit from the hospital.
Abandoned ship. Repeat. Abandoned ship. Catastrophic hull breach. Control. We are hit. Repeat. We are hit. Abandoned ship.
Graphics wise, well,
Gotta die! It's jammed!
I've seen that.
Give me some help there!
The biggest problem with Crysis 2 has been the development history. Graphics. But for the computer, I had to start Tweaker to actually get all the graphic settings that I wanted, because the menu doesn't leave you much choices. And of course, I hate games with blur, so I took that one out with starting Tweaker. And in terms of FPS, it's okay. I don't know, I never have lags for real. but I don't know what they use, but the mouse movement is always whether you have 30 FPS or 60 or let's say 100. It doesn't make much of a difference in Crysis.
What happened to these people? Just don't touch them.
Hey! Looks like Lady Liberty took some heavy fire!
If you're from New York, that's what's gonna happen.
She's still standing though. Love it.
In about
Hey! What the hell?
if you haven't played Crysis 1, we're basically on a Korean island trying to secure an alien wreck. Trying to do it before the Koreans. Failing or not, well, that's up to you. But the aliens from Crysis 1 have basically returned. As you can see, the office. Well, even if the storyline is totally crap, what they have to do something. And it's one of those
where's my support?
Think about the
Where's
least
the sub?
problematic thing to do.
You all out.
Just do it.
I can't be.
There's not much
Gold's counting on us.
interesting
Alcatraz? That's your name?
It's just
Alcatraz.
alien invasion.
Destiny is a bitch, huh?
Okay.
It'll be on you now, son.
And the entire game is taking place in New York. So there's one huge difference compared to Crysis 1. While in Crysis 1 you had a certain amount of freedom of movement, you know, around the island. You could choose from where you attack. You could choose if you wanted to hide in a bush or do something else. In Crysis 2, your way to the next objective is always linear. You just can't wander the alleyways inside the city. You have to always go a certain way, which is a little disappointing, but that is to be expected if you have a game that was meant for, you know, console.
Eyes on target. Got a visual. Need immediate assist.
You will learn a lot more about the suit. In Crysis 1 you didn't really knew exactly what the suit was all about. So Crysis 2 is gonna deal a lot with who manufactured it and also how it works. And you can actually see something that is really disappointing, in my opinion, already. While the game is rendered in the resolution that you choose, the cutscenes, or all the stuff that is pre-rendered is, I think, 720p. And when you're playing on a monitor like this with 180p, you definitely see all the, you upscaling at work, because it's just not that crisp, and I would love to see games relying either on the in-game engine to render something, or if they can't do that, at least render the content in 180p or even higher resolution, so that you don't have to upscale lower resolution content to a higher resolution monitor. And we're not talking about super high resolutions here, it's just I mean 180p is basically the industry standard. So why you start out with the suit now is gonna be explained soon.
This is all I can do. It's all I can do for any of us. You're my last shot here. Gould's last chance. Last chance for all of us. I'm used up. I'm a dead man walking. I'm contaminated. But you can finish this thing. You have to. You have to. Welcome to the future, son. Welcome to the war. Oh yeah, one last wish. It won't let me go that easily. Symbiosis. Gotta break the link. I gave you the suit. Gave you my life. Promise me. Fine, Gould. It's all I can do now. You are all I can do. They used to call me Prophet. Remember me.
So that was Prophet from Crysis 1. And the problem is, if he gave you the suit, do we have this kind of fancy underwear too? Or what the hell are we wearing under the suit? Bodies. A lot of bodies. Well, in terms of gore, this game has a lot of it, so be prepared. Also, what kind of bugs me about the game, everything's pretty much repeating itself. So the elements that you can see in this room are gonna be seen throughout the entire game. I mean, especially operating stuff and all the kind of crates and everything. So
Prophet, it's Gould.
Probably.
You read me?
With the limited
Prophet!
Space that you have in the consoles, that has something to do with it. Oh look, food. Well, I think the American rations taste rather good. I used to have to
Prophet,
eat
listen to me. I don't know if you can hear this, but they're coming for you. You have to
you,
find those Marines.
Read that. Oops. I think that's quite a huge. So you have to use a kind of visor. The visor lets you see all the tactical info. I will not use it because I just don't see the advantage of looking at the scene before you go in.
The visor's function allows you to
If the game was, more non-linear, then the visor would make sense, but with all the linearity in the game, it just doesn't.
I'm sending you my coordinates.
There's no difference whatsoever in your approach, so